की बेटी को मैं लाइन मार रहा हूँ.
Hello guys, good morning, good evening.
Hey, good morning.
Good evening.
How was the day?
It was fine.
Do you have questions on yesterday's topic? We have started the primitive data type. So any questions on the primitive data types, guys? We still have 4 more minutes to start the class. In the meantime, whatever the things you want to discuss, we can discuss.
Good evening, Tripura. Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
hi. Very good evening.
Hello, Tripura. Hi, everyone.
Hello, hi Shilpa. So yesterday you
Hmm.
wanted to share your screen, right? But you did not stay. So do you want to share your screen now?
I kind of figured it out actually. That was a
Oh,
good
okay,
thing.
awesome.
Yeah. I was just like doing something. But
Hmm.
then, Tripura, I was trying to try that Boolean stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, what is this called? A storing. I just want to
Mm.
see how do you put that in a statement, or how do
Mm.
you actually code
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I did some
Mm.
like I was just going through it, but definitely if you have something, if you want to do a recap, that would be great.
Sure, sure. So currently,
Sure.
just concentrate on what are the data types we have, how we are going to use it. We will be seeing it throughout our sessions. So when we are using the loops, so basically these Boolean data we will be more required whenever we are trying to use conditional statements like if else, like such. It will be really handy. And for our the automation testing, it is very important. So I'll be explaining you in our coming sessions.
Sure, perfect, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. So guys, let's wait for a couple of more minutes before we begin the session. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, please go ahead. We have a question.
Yeah, Isha, hi, Akhil this side.
Mm. Hello.
Hi. So
Mm.
I just missed day before
Mm.
the first session, right? And I'm not
Mm.
aware of like what all details you have discussed at that point of start, right?
So you meant the
So just
demo, the very first day?
no, just want to have a like a small
Mm.
4 to 5 lines of description would be great for me.
I mean about the class, you meant? So the entire session, what we are going to focus.
Yes,
That's it. Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay. So basically, what my plan is, first we will be starting with the JavaScript. So once you are good with the JavaScript basis, we will be going to the TypeScript. And then if you are comfortable around it, then we will be moving towards understanding the Playwright. And then after the understanding, after once you are good with the Playwright, we will be integrating. We are using Amazon website as our base e-commerce test application, and we are automating on it using the page object model and JavaScript.
Okay.
And later we are hosting this, we are using, first basically I will explain you how manually we do the things. Once you are good with the manually coding it, we will be using the AI agents. So for that we are using an LLM model called GitHub Copilot, and then we are using MCP servers in order to use the agent. Okay. After that, we are hosting a CI/CD pipeline using a GitHub and GitHub Actions. CI/CD pipelines, setup, everything. Once you're good with that, we will be going towards the API testing and the API automation. Once you're good with that, I will provide you a demo framework for the TypeScript. So you can use that as a reference based on the knowledge of the JavaScript and the page object model which we have used in the class. And some basic understanding about what would be a BDD. Okay.
Thanks.
Mm.
Hi Tripura. Uh, Hello.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have one question. I was going through
Mm.
the data types, whatever you taught
Mm.
us yesterday.
Mm.
So I found out there are few more data types, that is undefined, then symbol,
Mm.
and then big
Mm.
init.
Mm.
So is it
Mm.
necessary or not necessary as per our
We
purpose?
generally, for us, it is not at all necessary, but I'll give you a high level overview around it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yes.
Tripura, quick question.
Yeah, Superga. Mm.
Will API automation using Playwright will be
Mm.
covered as a part of this course?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
because with the Playwright,
Hmm.
that is a main biggest advantage with the Playwright. So we can do API automation also. And along with that, we will be able to do visual regression, like comparing the screenshots, comparing the two UIs. Even that is possible. So we will be covering that as well.
రాజమ ఎంత స్ట్రాంగ్ చూడు ఉడక
రాజమా అని ఉంది కచ్చకచ్చలాడుతుంది అంతే తప్ప ఉడక
Hello. Hi, Tripura.
Hello.
Yeah, I have a question. We were discussing about the API, right? So, can we achieve what we can automate through the REST assured library?
Mm. So
Can Playwright?
basically, yeah. So here I have a quick
Can,
question for you. So what is rest
Mhm.
assured?
So it's a Java library
Mm.
to
So it
automate the
means you
API.
can use the rest assured only when you're using Java. But
Yeah,
when
yeah, I
we are
understand
dealing
that.
with when we are
But the
dealing with the
same.
JavaScript,
Mhm,
yeah, it looks almost the same, but the syntaxes will be different when we are going with the Playwright.
mhm.
Yeah. So there, I think we used to have given, when, then format, which we need to use when we are automating the APIs, correct? With regards to the rest assured. So here the format will be different.
Okay, but yeah, I do understand to some extent, but
Mm.
what my doubt is whether we can achieve a full-fledged API testing.
Full-fledged, yes, yes. Full-fledged. API is
Mhm.
completely covered with the Playwright. Playwright has that biggest advantage. So
Okay.
basically, when you are dealing with the Selenium, it doesn't have the API automation available. So we are integrating with the coding language, whatever you are using. Example, rest assured, when you are using Selenium with Java. But here with the Playwright, Playwright itself gives the API libraries for us to automate.
Okay. So we can say we are when we learn
Mm.
Playwright as an full stack automation
Mm.
engineer.
You can, yes. Estates.
All right. All right. Okay.
Estate should be able to also do a proper CI/CD.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, you meant SDET, right? We
Mm.
can say we can call ourselves or apply for
Yes,
SDET roles.
yes, correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problem. So yes, so
Yeah.
let me start. Yeah, go ahead.
Tripura, last thing. And sorry, I just said thank you that moment when you answered, but it was on mute. I couldn't realize that.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
It's
One
okay.
small doubt is like somewhere, I mean, in JavaScript, I read that variables can also be declared using var, VAR.
Yes, yes. Those are the keywords. Yesterday I given a brief
Acha,
intro about it. We can do
acha,
constant,
acha.
we can do var, and we can do a let. Those three are the keywords.
Acha. Okay. So that will be
Mm.
covered later, you mean to say, and that's
Yes,
correct only,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Thanks for
Yeah,
making it
no
clear.
problem.
Tripura, can Playwright
Mm.
be used for mobile automation testing?
Playwright doesn't directly support mobile automation. Okay, but we can integrate that with APM, basically with the Python libraries. We can integrate that with the APM and then we can do the automation, but Playwright automatically doesn't do the mobile automation. It can mock the browser in the form of an iPhone dimensions, I mean a mobile dimensions, but it will not open a real-time mobile browsers for us.
Okay, got it.
So,
So
Tripura,
basically,
just a domino question
Mm.
on that. When you say that it can only work on, like, let's say a web browser, like,
Mm.
encapsulating our mobile
Mm.
platform. So do you think like, websites such as like, platforms such as Browser Stack or Sauce
It can
Labs can
integrate it.
be,
We can integrate it.
okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
But again, when you are
gotcha.
dealing with the real time, again, the Source Labs will provide you the emulators along with that, the real time connections with the mobile browsers. Correct. So
Correct.
in order to do that, direct Playwright will not be able to help us. We need to integrate that with the third party tools like APM.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so there's a setup which we need to do in order to use it. It's not straight away from the Playwright.
No,
Mm.
definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. So good questions, guys. So now let me start our session. Okay, plus. I hope my screen is proper for you. Are you able to see it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
Tripura.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So yes, not only let guys, we can also use the var and a constant. So let me give a quick recap. So let, var and constant, these three are called keys in order to store a variable. So there are multiple ways. You can use let a equals to value like this, or you can use the same, instead of let, you can use var. Var a1 equals to 1. You can also put it in this pattern. But so why? Let me explain about the let and the var in a very brief. It is not a complete data yet. You will understand it more when we are dealing with the methods. But just to give a small intro about the let and var, these two are just the keys. And when you are using a let and a var for your initialize declaration of a variable, you can update the value afterwards also like this. This is possible. When you are declaring your variable with let and var, you can update the values after initializing it. But when you are declaring your variables by using a constant, You will not be, when you are declaring your variables using a constant keyword, what does a constant keyword usually do is, it will not allow our JavaScript to update it after the initialization. This is not achievable. It will throw us an error when you are triggering the execution. Okay, so that is a basic differences between the keywords we have, let, var, and constant. So you can either use let or a var where you want your value to be reassigned in your coming steps of lines, but you want the value to be stay as it is. Like no one should be able to change the value in the future in the coming lines of a code. Then we need to use constant. Okay, so it is basically about our requirement. If you want to reassign it, use let and a var. When I'm saying reassigning means this is declaration, and when we are assigning a value to your variable for the very first time, that is called initialization. But when you're trying to update the value of your variable, then that is called as assigning, reassigning the value. It's just a terminology which I'm telling you. Okay, so that is the difference between let, var, and a constant. So yesterday, what are the data types we have looked into? Anyone from our class, from our team?
Primitive and non-primitive.
What are the things we
Number,
covered yesterday?
string,
Primitive.
number, string,
Integer, floats, strings, boolean.
Boolean.
Yeah, numbers. Inside the numbers, we have integers, floats. So what I meant integer is a whole value. And when I say about the float, it means decimal value. That's it. But these two are related to the numbers. We call it as numbers. And string, when it is enclosed in a double quotations or a single quotation, any data, whatever it is enclosed inside the double quotations or a single quotations, we call it as a string. And Boolean data, it is true or a false. And be careful, guys. Though it has characters, we are not enclosing it inside a double quotations. Else, it will consider that as a string. It should be a normal true or a false. All right. And now let me provide you a simple thing. Okay. So let's say a equals to 1. And instead of writing, 1 second. This is my GitHub Copilot LLM agent, which is giving me the data. Let me snooze it. So now, how do I find the type of, how do I find the data type of my variable A?
type of a console.log type of.
Perfect. Yes. By using a method called type of, we can directly understand the data type of that particular variable. So now, yeah, we got number now. So guys, if you're not speaking, can you go on mute, please? So let A equals to 1. Now, I want to convert this A, wherein which I have the value 1, into a number. Sorry, into a string. Okay, I want to convert my number to a string. How can I do that? When I'm doing it, it is called typecasting. This concept is called typecasting, wherein which we are going to update the data type of a variable from one data type to another data type. Now, my requirement, I want to update a number to a string. Any idea how to do it?
We put in quotations in double quotes or single quotes.
Sorry, guys, I missed it. There are like many answers.
Enclosing with the double quotes there.
That again, we are assigning it. If you are enclosing it to a double quotes, we are assigning the value, right? Without assigning the value also, we can convert to string. We can convert any data type to a string. How do we do that is just use string of A. That's it. Okay. call a string method and just tell them that I'm going to convert my A into a string. So now I am going to print it, print the type of A. Okay, it did not work. So yeah, we have to reassign it. So string of A, and I am reassigning that to A again. So when I did a type of A, then this the variable type, the data type has been converted from number to string. So going forward, it will accept that as a string, not as a number. So this is one way. Similarly, I have let b equals to 1. There is another way. This is one way of converting a number into a string, and the other way of converting a number to a string is b dot to string. Yeah, that's it. And let me also print the type of b, and here I am just going to a comma. Here also b comma. No, not b comma. I'll just provide double quotations so that this will be printed properly. Save it. Clear the forum. Both are strings now. You can either use string of A or you can provide b dot to string. So these two are applicable. Okay. We have Now I have converted my A and B to a strings, right? So this is called typecasting. Okay. So similarly, now if you want that to be converted back to a number, instead of going towards a string, I want to have it back to a number. Now, what are the things which is coming into your mind?
2 number.
Okay, and before that, we have number. That's it. And C, and C, and the other one which you told is 2 number. Do we have a 2 number? Let me find out. Okay, sorry, we don't have 2 number available. We usually do a number. Let me print it. See, now it is back to number. But originally what I have declared it as 1. Okay. Number as C. Now we have observed how do we convert a number into a string and a string to a number. Similarly, we can, yeah. So this is called as typecasting.
ToInt method.
ToInt, that parseInt. We have parseInt that. No, we don't have a toInt as well. Yeah. So we, let's suppose you have a string. You have, let me explain you another negative sides of it. So now it is proper, right? How to use a string and toString. Suppose there is another variable. I'll write it here itself. Let d equals to, I have hello, and I am trying to convert it to a number. So what does it do? Let me save it. Sorry, let me save it. Clear the screen. Print. So it has given me none. So what is a none? None is an error message which the Playwright is, which the JavaScript is throwing at me, saying that it is not failing the test. It is not failing the step, guys. It is just telling that when it is trying to convert a string to a number, whatever the input you have given, it is not a valid number. I cannot convert the data, whatever you have given, into a number because it is not valid. So similarly, if I have 1, 2, 3 and hello. So now 1, 2, 3 is a number. Hello is not a number. So even though I have 1, 2, 3 along with that hello, then what would be my output? Again a null. So whenever you are using a number, what does internally JavaScript does? It will check whether the particular variable, whatever you have given, it is suitable for me to convert to a number or not. But your intention now is to convert the data, whatever I have given, you have to convert it to a number. So example, I have 1, 2, 3, hello. And I want at least in my string, I have 1, 2, 3 there inside my string. And I want my code to convert at least 1, 2, 3 into a number. See, hello is not at all a number. So if you see any characters, you can ignore it. But at least have the values like 1, 2, 3 to be converted to a number instead of just providing me a non. So during that situations, what we generally do is where your string has both number and a characters in it. Then during that situations, what we can do is parse int. Okay. So parse int is a method which is used when you want to convert a number. It divides the string and it grabs the first character from till where we have the numbers. So suppose if we have hello and 1, 2, 3 in between, the parse int also will not do anything during these cases. Only if a string starts with a number, it will convert it to an integer. Okay. This is not accepted. This is accepted. It will take all the characters, all the numbers, till where it will take it till the starting of the strings characters. So it will take 1, 2, 3, and after that space we will not be able to convert it to a number. So from there it will not accept it. So from till 1, 2, 3 it will accept it. So now let me clear the forum and trigger the run. See now 1, 2, 3. So even
Tripura, 1 hello 2 3 will be there, then only 1 will be printed, right?
Yeah, 1 hello and 2, 3. You meant like this, right?
Yes.
Yes, only 1 will be printed.
Don't put the space. Without any space we can put.
Yeah, even though there is a space as well, it will consider only till 1.
Okay.
So till you stop it with a character, it will grab the numbers and it will print it for us. Okay, so that's the difference between a number casting and also a parse int type of casting. So it can be also an interview question, guys. So please concentrate. So when you use the same with the number, you have seen it here, right? None. It means not a number. I'm not able to convert it to a number. Similarly, when you are using a parse int, it will try to identify whether the initial statements, at least the initial characters are numbers or not. It will convert it till it finds any character. Up to that, it will convert all the string related numbers to a normal number. Okay. So this is how
what if we have 1 space 2 3?
Space and 2 3. It's a good question. So let's try it out. So what would be the expected output according to you?
You said space will be considered as character, so it should be 1.
Correct. So that is what we received. If you see my output down here, so we got the same output. Though we have 1 space 2 3, even number did not do anything because of space, and parse int paused near the space.
What about float, Tripura, in this case?
So let me do. We have a method called parse. Okay, I won't touch this one. I will create another variable. Let g equals to parse float. Parse float is a method which we need to use it. So now let me trigger it. So before I do it, I will use again hello. Okay, we'll find out one after the other. So when hello been printed, so it took the very first one. But when you have a characters here and let me give you in space and 2 3 now. If you find out my output, you can understand that it is grabbing the same value. Okay, like this. It is basically doing the same thing. So let me do instead of that, by using a dot, I am doing both parseInt and a parse float. Now, for the parseInt, what do you think the output should be? Now, I have 1.23 enclosed inside the quotations, and we have a parseInt and a parse float. So now what would be the outputs?
parseInt will be only one.
Perfect. Reason?
And parse float will consider the entire.
Awesome. So why do you think parseInt only will consider one?
Because it has been enclosed within the two brackets and it is already being considered as a string. So the dot
Very
will also be considered as a string.
perfect. So that's the reason why only it takes the very first character.
Yeah.
Okay. And after that, 1.23. Anyway, the float needs 1.23. So the float is being added. Okay. But one interesting factor, what I want to explain you is, if you observe my D, if you observe my E value, number, it has successfully converted to a number. Why? Because 1.23 is a part of a number. It is a float. As I told you earlier, int and a float, both are the parts of a number. So 1.23 is a number and 1 is also a number. So that's the reason why when you are using a number, it got successfully converted to 1.23. Okay. So in future, you just want to grab an integer from your float, you can directly use parseInt. So then we will be just receiving an integer out of your entire float data. So whatever the things I have done now, like by using a number or by using a string or by using a parseInt or a parse float or toString, all these things I did it, right? I asked the JavaScript to do it. So that technique is called as typecasting. Okay. So I want to ask you one particular thing here. So let's say let h equals to, I have quotations 1 plus 1 like this. So what do you think my output will be?
1, 1.
1,
1
1.
plus 1.
Yeah. So basically what happened internally when it doing the calculations, so we have never seen anywhere like a string to be added with a number, correct? So when the both the data types are same data types only, usually some operation will happen internally in any language. So what does a JavaScript do? Though you did not ask the second one to be a string, it internally typecasted the second one also to be a string. So 1 and 1 it attached as 11. I mean 1 1. Okay, it has given me a string of 1 1. So what did it do? It took 1 as it is as a string and it internally converted the second one also as a string. Okay, so it internally typecasted it so that the user will not face the errors while executing the run. It internally typecasted it. So similarly, I would want to explain you another thing as well. Now H1, and here instead of plus, I'm going to use a minus. So what do you think the output will look like? So we know 1 plus 1, it will give 1 1 when it is when one of the element is a string. But now when I have 1 and a minus 1, so what would be the output? It will give me 0. Why? Because when we are doing a plus, the other thing which is when we are trying to add a string with an integer, the integer will be internally typecasted to a string. But when you are subtracting a string with a number, internally the string will be converted to a number. Okay. If you see it here, first I got 11 and then 0. it internally converting this to a string when we are using a plus. For the plus operator, if you have at least one string, then all the other elements will be converted as a string internally. When you are using a subtraction, when you already have one character, one element as a number, then internally it will convert all the characters, all the elements as a numbers. Okay, but here I did not ask the JavaScript. Guys, I can see some background noise. Can you please go on mute? Yeah. So here I did not ask the JavaScript to do something externally. JavaScript itself has done the things internally. It did the typecasting internally. So the terminology which I use when without my intervention, when the JavaScript is internally doing the casting is called coherence. Okay. So the terminology which I'm using is very main, guys. In the interview, they will ask you to typecast a particular element, and they will ask you what do you understand about the coherence and a typecasting. What you need to tell it, typecasting is a technique which I follow in order to change the data type of a particular element or a particular variable. Coherence is nothing but based on my operation, the JavaScript will internally convert the data type of that particular variable. Okay. Is it clear, guys,
Minus
about?
operator.
Yes, here I have one question. What if H1 have a string as one hello and a -1?
One hello. So now you tell me what would be the output. So we already seen when we are trying to convert a hello. Okay. So let me print the output so you'll directly understand it. What happened? It tried to convert one hello. It not in the form of a parse int. It did number of one hello. So since we have one hello, it has already given me a none. None minus one is again a none. Error minus one is again an error. So I received error. So I will, okay, this is a typecasting and this is nothing but coercion. So which is nothing but typecasting directly by the JavaScript happening internally, not by me, not by the user. Yeah. So far, whatever I have done, I did it on a primitive data types, and internally I have seen how to convert one data type to another data type, and how the typecasting is working on, and how the coercion is working on, and how am I assigning the value, and how am I updating the values. We have seen it. But now there is a situation for you wherein which you have to update many values. Like example, when I'm declaring a variable int a equals to, I'm just giving 1. It means in my memory, for this particular variable, only a single value is being hosted. Only a value called 1. But my requirement now is not to hold a single value, but I want to hold a series of values. Like example, let's say I want to hold the number starting from 0 to 5. Like here only one value is being stored, right? Now I want to store the values from 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do I do it? Usually a equals to 1, and I'll be doing for our practice purpose, I'm using var as well. B equals to 2 and var C equals to 3. So like this, I'll create 6 variables. B equals to 4 and E equals to 5. Correct. So likewise, I will create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables. from 1 to 5. But instead of 5 variables, in a single variable, I want to store all these values. How can I do that? Is by using an array. Okay, what does an array do? Array will provide you a forum wherein which you can store multiple values in a single variable. Okay, so earlier if we understand our diagram earlier, so we used to have a single variable and inside that whatever the data I have given, it used to directly store it here. Correct? But now when I ask the JavaScript to create a variable array. So let's my variable name of an array will be A1. Assume it is A1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this, we can store a series of values to your variable. So when you do it like this, then what happens? Because of this, a single value will be stored inside my variable. Now, because of this technique, when I assign it in this pattern, what happens? Inside my data, inside my JavaScript memory, there would be a multiple shelves. So how can I create a shelf? Please ignore my drawing. So here how many I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will create 4 shelves for us. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here 1 will be stored, here 2 will be stored, and here 3 will be stored, and here 4 will be stored, and here the 5 will be stored. Okay. You can assign n number of variables to your array. There is no restrictions to have only 5 or 6 or 7. You can store any value into it, and you can also store, example here I have given only the numbers, right? If I want to store a float, I can do that. If I want to store a string also, I can do it. If I want to store the variable Boolean data of true or a false also, I can do it. So based on the values I have provided, in my variable, all those data will be stored in a proper area, in a proper format, in a proper shelf. Okay, just for our understanding, I'll tell it as a shelf, in a proper shelf. The very first value, whatever I have given, it will hold the very first area. Okay, and whatever the value I have given second, the next area will be provided to it, and the next area likewise, based on the name, based on the order I have given, in that order only my variable values will be stored in a same variable. Okay, so now if I want to print this particular A, what do I do it? If I want to print 2, what I will be doing, I'll use console.log and I'll just provide B. Correct? In order to print the value 2, since my 2 is available inside my variable B, I would directly use console.log and provide B. Now if I want to print the same 2, where is it? It is my second element. Now, if I want to print the data of value 2, how can I access it? How can I grab it from my array? Is just to see my diagram, guys. The very first value, if you want to grab the value from the first shelf, we use, let's know it. We use A1 is my variable, right? So if I want to grab the value from the first element, if I want to grab the very first value, I'll just give an index like this of 1. It means whatever the first value we have, it will grab that particular data. Sorry, 0. It starts from 0. The indexing will start from 0. So the address of the first shelf is 0. Okay, and the second shelf is 1. And the third shelf is 2. And the fourth shelf is 3. And the fifth shelf, it will be 4. So likewise, if we have many other numbers, and after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, likewise it will begin. So the very first value will be inside my index value called 0. So the storing technique, it starts from left to right, and the very first value will be from 0th index element, and the second element will be from the first index element. So if I do a same console here, and let me use a node arrays.js. The very first one you see, 2, a of 0, a1 of 0, it is nothing but 1. Instead of giving the index, if you just print a1, it will give you the entire array. Okay, but you want to grab a single value from that array, then you need to know the index of that particular array, of that particular element, and by using the index, we need to grab it. Okay, so let me do one thing. Console.log, open close, a of 0. And here I will do one thing. I'll copy it and provide it as a string also, so you can see it while execution. Similar pattern, I will give few. So now 1, 1. Yeah. Go ahead, guys. If you have any questions, please shoot. 3, 4. Sorry, your voice is breaking. Was there a question for me? So now, single or double quotes, star and a hash. So Shruti, what do you mean by single or double quotes? Here you meant you can have it like this also. No issues with that. Yeah, your voice is breaking. So okay. So now I have a question for you. So what is a value which is being retrieved when I use a of 0? What should be my output? Perfect. And similarly, if I want to get from the a of 1, it should be 2. Perfect. So the values, whatever I'm giving here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is called index. In the
Shouldn't it be
array,
A1?
I'm so sorry, correct. So let me get it back in track. I did not notice, thank you. So similarly, whatever the data I am inserting, it will be added in the form of my insertion order, and we call that as indexes. The very first element will be stored in an index called 0. The second element will be stored in the index called 1. So similarly, if a of 2, third index means third element. What I have in my third element? The one number 3. The 3 will be printed. So likewise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Till the last, we can do the same thing. This is one way of grabbing the data. So whenever you are dealing with any data type, couple of things which you need to understand is how are we going to access it. If it is a simple element, if it is a single element, then you can directly access it by using its variable key, variable name. But now when it is storing the collection of elements, then how do we access that element is very mandate. So the one way of accessing an array is by using its index. Okay. And the other way of accessing the array is by using a key called get. By using A1 of 0, we can access it, or you can also access the data by using A1 dot get keyword. Is it in TypeScript? No, right? Get 0. Okay. Get is for set or so let me see. Let me trigger it. Okay, it is throwing an error saying a1.get. Okay, for now we can ignore the get. I think it is for set or something. We'll find it out. So a1 is by using its index for now. Okay, and along with that, first technique is accessing the data. So I'll write it. So couple of things. One, accessing the data is mandate, and afterwards we need how are we going to update the data, update the elements. And second thing, and the third thing, we should know how to add a new element to my list. Guys, can you please go on mute? A humble request from my side, please. Adding new element, and how are we going to delete it? So these are very mandate whenever you are dealing with the arrays or with any data type. So now how are we accessing the element? Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing. Like
Correct.
one thing can be added if you want, like how we can redeclare a particular variable. If in case like you
Casting.
said like let a1 equals to 1, and again we need to redeclare it with some other digit. So how we can do it with this one?
Declaring or reassigning it?
Reassigning, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to explain it now. Reassigning. Accessing the element and reassigning it. Okay, I have added it here. So now we know how are we going to grab the data. So we have seen like A1 of 0. So now I'm just going to comment everything out. And what is the data we will get whenever we are trying to use it here? Many things. Let me do one thing. Let me comment okay, I haven't saved it. Let me comment all my consoles. And we have this. I'll cut it. I'll paste it here so you can easily see it. Clear my screen and print it. So I have A of 0 as 1 here. This is accessing the data by using an index. If it is an array only, you can access it by the index. Now my intention is to reassign the data. I already have a value of 1, but instead of 1, I want to provide my name, Tripura. Instead of 1, I want to assign a value called Tripura. How do I do that? Is same. Get the location. Get the location A1 of 0. If we directly print it, you will get the value. But my intention is to update the value. Directly update it like this. That's it. Okay, I haven't printed it. So let me do another console. Clear the forum and print it. Now, if you observe earlier, I will also print the entire list so you can see the values. Now, if you see it here, we have earlier the original assigning value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. After updating the value of a particular index, it's been now assigned to Tripura. Tripura is being stored inside my first index. Sorry, 0th index. My first value is Tripura now by using index.
No update or let is required.
Nothing is required. Nothing is required. Just assign equals to Tripura. Like what we did, A equals to 2, A equals to 3. Likewise, A1 of 0 equals to Tripura or some whatever the value you want. Okay. Whatever the value you want to add, you can add it. Now, my intention is to add the element. So far I have seen how to grab the element and how do we update the element. But now I want to add a new element, new data into my array A1. How do I do that? So I'll just provide it here. Accessing the element from array, so that it would be easy for your reference. And this I will provide updating the element in the array. After that, I'll just remove this entire thing. It is no longer required, I believe. So now the next thing, updating is done. Okay, reassigning is nothing but the updating the element. Sorry. Reassigning. Now my requirement is to update my element, to add an element to a array. So how am I going to do is like multiple ways, guys. So here, how many elements I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 elements I have. So here I have counted it. So suppose there are like hundreds of elements into an array, which is not natural, but I'm just giving you that as an example. There are like hundreds of elements into the array and you want to find the length of it. How do you do that? Is by using a1.length. Your variable, your array variable dot length. Dot length is a method which I need to use in order to get the length of a particular element of a particular array. If you trigger on this, you can see the length of an array is 9. Okay. Number of elements I have stored, it will display it. Similarly, I want to add an element. I told you I want to add an element, correct? So in our Java, I think we were using append or something like that. But here, the output, the method which I'm going to use is dot push. What I'm going to push? Let's say a new value, something like this. And then let me print the array. Push will directly modify the array. You don't have to assign it again like this. You don't have to assign it. A1.push is a method which will directly modify the array. Okay. So let me print it. If you see it here in my last print, I was able to see my new value. So push, what does it does? Whatever the value you have given in here, you can either use a new value or your requirement is to provide a number or anything, whatever the data you want to provide, you just provide it inside a method called push and declare it with your array variable a1.push. If I trigger it, you can see we have Tripura, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many things, and last we have 1. Okay. So push, it will insert the value in the last, but I want to insert my element in the very first way, in the first index, not towards the last. How do I do that? Is by using unshift. Okay. So push, it will push the data, add it in the last. Unshift, it will add it in the front. So let me clear the forum and trigger the run. So if you see, it is starting with 1. I have added 1 in my unshift method and then followed by all the existing data and my last value as new value. Okay, I'll remove a couple of them. It's so huge. It is looking so huge. Let's print it. Like this. 1, Tripura, 2, 101, hello, true, false, and new value. So now you understood the difference between a unshift and a push, right? So let me grab the length of this particular element now. It is 8 characters. Earlier it was 6. Now we have 8 elements into it. Okay. And there is another way also where in which we can add the element in the last. So here now we have 8 elements. Now it means it is starting from 0. All the shells starting from A of 0 till A of 7 is occupied. And we don't have anything as A of 8. From 0 till 7, all the elements has been occupied. So on A of 8, we have nothing, which is an end. We can use a push to have it in the end. Else, you can also say A of 8 equals to something called 12, like this. So now let me print it. Did I save it? A, okay, it is A. Okay, now if you see, the value has been added. So now so far we have understood how to access an element and how do we reassign the values to the element indexes and how are we going to update the array. Like how we are going to add a new element and how are we deleting is still pending. I will explain it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. But so far, please understand about the arrays. How are we accessing it as main and how are we updating as main? So delete is a very small topic. I'll explain it right away. Push and unshift to insert the elements. Similarly, we use A1 dot pop. Delete the last element from an array. Push, adding a new value, but in the last. Similarly, pop will remove whatever the data you have it in the last. And if you want to remove the element from the first element, we need to use shift. Okay. Pop to remove the last value. Shift to remove the first value. Unshift to add the first value. Push to add the last value. Okay. Any questions on today's covered topic or you want me to revisit any topic?
Tripura, one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in the output, I just saw that it was coming side by side, like one Tripura besides one Tripura in one line, then in the next line two, in front of 2 1.1, in the next line hello, then in front of hello true. Like this, it was coming.
Earlier,
I just saw. Yeah, earlier.
Because it was too big and it added to a new line. Since the elements were so many, in our console, it just added in another line. That's it. Earlier, in which I had like around close to 10 or 11 elements in it. Now we have only 8. So in a single line, it was sufficient.
One more question. In the previous program, that star and division symbol, where in case of coercion, how it works internally when we use star and
Good question. So let's see that directly in our data types. So we have seen this and we have seen this. So currently, if I do the same thing, star and division, okay, it is already giving me the suggestions, which is good. So now print it. So internally, what do you think it should happen? 1 into 1, it is 1. 1 by 1, it is 1 again. Okay, it will do a typecast. It will do a coercion for into and by as well. Okay.
Can you give a different input like 3 star 4 and 3/4, something like that?
Sure. 3/4 and 3/4. And let me trigger the run. It is 12. So I will pause this because couple of you might not understand about the star or a slash. Since plus and minus is very easy for the fresh. So I have explained it. So star and slash, I'll explain it, guys. Those who don't know about these two concepts, it's fine. Star is nothing but the multiplication and hash is nothing but the division. So 3/4 internally, 3 will be converted as our integer and it does the mathematical operation. So if you're already aware about the coefficient concept, it is what we got it. Okay.
And similarly for
Tripura,
star
one.
4, we get converted into that.
Yes. Coefficient will directly kick in wherever it is needed.
Tripura, quick question.
Yeah.
Nothing on this, but like basically when I was like trying to, you know, write the script, looks like, you know, I think it's like giving a lot of suggestions. So I'm just trying to understand how do I stop the suggestions or something? Or is it
okay.
or it's like
So
it
like
is as
what I
is?
received now, like this. So if I try to do something, it is giving me suggestions. You are talking about
Exactly.
this?
And also, yeah. And also the command and all it is giving. So it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like a normal thing, right?
It is not a normal thing. If you have integrated your project with GitHub, okay, so then only you will be receiving these suggestions. So who is responsible for giving the suggestion is GitHub Copilot. It is an LLM model, the AI model, which is giving you, which GitHub is automatically integrated with. So how
I
we are
guess so,
going
yeah.
to, how you're going to stop it is, if you see a panda icon, if you see it here in your Visual Studio, click on that. And there you can see a snooze icon, snooze button. If you click it once, it will stop for 5 minutes. So likewise, you can pause it for while you are working. If you just click on
How
it,
did you
5 minutes will
can
get
you
updated. Yeah.
can you help me on that again? Which is the panda thing? Oh, that one.
Here it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Just click on that.
Okay. Okay.
And there, if you click on it, you can see a snooze button. So just
Got
for a
that.
single tap, it is 5 minutes. So if you want to increase it, you have to click it multiple times. For each click, it will increase 5 minutes of the snooze time.
Got that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tripura, I have a question here. If I want to add a value at a particular position in array without deleting the...
We can do it by using a splice. I will explain it in our next session.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, please concentrate on the topics which I have explained it. Arrays are very important for us. Okay, if someone who knows about the Java, this is only about for them. So in Java, we have array list, linked list, and we have normal arrays, everything, right? But here we have only arrays. So wherein which we will be able to update the data and we will be able to reassign the data and everything. No restrictions unlike Java.
The arrays in Java used to accept only homogeneous value, whereas here in JavaScript accepts heterogeneous data types.
Heterogeneous, yes. And if you're comparing only with the arrays, then it is a fixed data set. If you have declared it only a 5 elements, then you have to give only 5. You cannot increase it after the initialization. But here there is no such concept. You can assign it anytime. Okay, guys. So any questions before we
Hi, Tripura.
end the class? Yeah.
Can you put this code in the chat, please, so that we can also have
Definitely,
the
definitely. I'm just sharing it. Yeah. Here
So you
I
can
don't
share
have
in
the
the
access
WhatsApp.
to. I will do it in both the ways. I will add it here.
It's fine.
So,
Yeah,
code block. Done.
Thank you.
And for the data types, I will also give it because here I have mentioned about the coherence and typecasting, which is very much important in the interview standpoint. So please do some work around it, guys. Try to do some monkey testing around it. Done. There you go. So guys, those who JavaScript is case sensitive, of course it is. So let capital C is not equals to let small c. Karthik, I'm not going to do that right away for the GitHub repository because many of them are new with the GitHub. So in order to push the code into a GitHub repo, I have to first explain them about the GitHub. So give EX on that tomorrow.
Tripura, I have a question. In arrays, suppose we have multiple elements, hundreds of elements are there, and we want to know what is the position of this particular element.
Yeah, it is called index of. I'm going to explain everything about the index in the next class,
Oh,
okay?
okay.
So we
Okay.
have a method to just check whether an element is available or not. We will use dot contains method, and to check whether that particular value from a particular index, to find the index of that element, we will be using dot index of.
Okay. Okay. Please show that tomorrow once.
Definitely, these all are very mandate. So I'll explain one after the other once you are good with the basics, which I have explained it in the today's class. And next class, we are going to cover all these concepts about the array.
So currently, today we have to concentrate on coherence and typecasting.
Along with that, how do you access about the arrays? See, couple of the team members are very new to the arrays, right? So they have to first correlate with a normal variable and an array variable. How the data is being stored and how to retrieve it, how to add it, how to I explained delete also, how to delete it. So once you're good with it, the rest all are like add-ons to it. Okay, please
Okay.
concentrate on arrays also. I mean, the concepts which we have explained it.
Sure.
Tripura, can you discuss more on arrays tomorrow so that it will be more practice?
Yeah, that's what. We are going to cover more about the arrays. Array is not yet completed.
Isha, one more thing. What I know, like type of variables we are using and their limitations as well, like let and where. Most of the time in
To know
TypeScript we
the
are using.
limitations, you need to have the functions or the methods. So as I
Okay.
explained earlier, I'll be explaining more about these keys when I explain you about the functions. So
Okay.
then
Okay.
you will
So that would
understand the
be
scope.
okay. That would be later chapter, right? Okay.
Correct, correct. Because without the functions, I can't explain you about the scope, right?
Agreed. Agreed.
Good, guys. Looks like most of you guys have already a basic knowledge around JavaScript. I'm really happy about it.
Yes, also idea about Java is also helping a bit while understanding JavaScript.
You can compare it and you can see what a lifesaver a JavaScript will be when compared to Java.
One more thing, Isha. What I know, like people are more focusing on TypeScript. Reason of that, we have much scale there when compared to Java, right? Like we have inbuilt locators as well there, so which would be a great push for automation when compared to Java. No.
Inbuilt locators, as in Java also we have inbuilt locators now. Like when you are taking with the locators, whatever we are getting, it is not because of the language. It is because of the tool.
Okay, you mean to say the role by label, role by name, we can use in Java as well.
Yeah, in Playwright, those are the things by the Playwright. Playwright is providing you, not the language.
Okay,
Mm.
thanks.
So why JavaScript or the TypeScript is being famous? Because it has the ability, it is lightweight one thing, and it has the ability to directly work with the DOM elements. Java will be a bit heavy and many things to understand with the Java, and it doesn't directly work with the DOM. When, if you recall our first day one, I think we have went to the console of our browser and we perform directly our activities there. Correct. So that those things with the Java, it is not feasible.
Tripura, if possible, can you share those codes in the WhatsApp also? In the WhatsApp group,
Which code?
which you just shared in this Meet chat.
Okay, okay, this one. Sure. So once our demo sessions are done, I'll create a shared folder. So there I'll upload it. So you will be able to
Sure, you
directly
can do
grab
that.
it.
That
But
will
for
be
now,
better.
for today's class, I will share it in the WhatsApp. And here we have. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any questions, we can drop off. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank you.
Isha, for the nice
Thank
session.
you. Thank you
Really
so
you.
much.
thank you.
Thank you. And it's really interactive and I'm really liking it.
Same here. Thank
Same here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Tripura.
Thank you.
Session was more informative. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help.